What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. So I just want to make this very, very, very brief, but I was listening to some commentary by Sherelle's World a little bit earlier today as I was multitasking, as I always am. But I just found it interesting. I think that, I'm just saying I think because I do not know. But I think that Sherelle's World is at this point really done with Carlos, as well as the millimeters, as I believe she's been getting a lot of heat by maybe people possibly coming for her channel in some way. I don't know. But I found it very interesting. So I just want to talk about this briefly and get your thoughts on it. I feel like a lot of the things that she said about Carlos was 100% accurate. Carlos has pretty much allowed his shows, his creations, if you will, or the things that he has had a hand in since he's left Bravo, pretty much just go to crap. And I talked about that recently. So she pretty much reiterated and confirmed a lot of things that I have been saying over here. But, and not even but, let's not even get into that yet. So when it comes to Carlos, I 100% agree with her. Carlos, I don't know what it is about this dude, but I just really feel that he has allowed his ego, and I know this term is often overused, but when it comes to Martell Arion's baby wipe Holt, that term cannot be used enough, and that is narcissist. I don't know if Carlos is one of those, but I can definitely say that I see why he can relate with, as well as take up for, and in a lot of ways defend that trash bag so often, because I feel like he might have some things in common with him. Because the thing about it is, when it comes to Carlos, it's just really looking like he was on some path to try to prove himself to the Bravo executives, as well as Andy, that you have made a big mistake by letting me go, and I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. But I feel like a lot of those Bravo execs, one, aren't even paying him any attention, and if they are, they're laughing. He's just pretty much become a joke, in my point of view, when it comes to Bravo versus OWN TV Kingdom Reign, because trust and believe, even though the Housewives is going through some things right now when it comes to the ratings, because that's just reality TV as a whole. I've talked about this, on a number of occasions as well, is that this stuff, even though it's not a scripted television show per se, it is somewhat scripted. It's not just like it used to be with The Real World back in the day, when reality TV was like at the beginning, the very, very beginning. And if you are my age, you remember when The Real World started. And most of the people my age that watched The Real World, we didn't watch the later seasons of The Real World because it just became a bunch of people hooking up with each other all the time. And like, it's just ridiculous. But I'm just saying, that was the time when the cameras were just following them around. They were sitting in the room doing the confessionals and just really getting to know each other. Now it's just a bunch of made-up drama, people going out to dinner, brunch, vacationing with each other, with people that they either like or can't stand, and getting into arguments and fights and screaming at restaurants and sometimes getting physical. It's just ridiculous. So I do believe that reality television as a whole is going through some things where there are going to have to be some changes made, or it may not be able to last anymore. But when it comes to Carlos being exposed by the numbers, by the now former castmates of one of his shows, to say what has been paid, it's just, to me, I agree with a number of things that Sherelle said about Carlos. I don't have any issues with that. But I did find it interesting that she was to the point where she was like, she's team Martell because she's so tired of the millimeters, and I think she was saying melody as well, because of how cult-like she believes some of them are. That might be. I don't know all of the millimeters and all that stuff. I'm not one of them, but I definitely, like I've said, I am a melody supporter, but I would even say I'm more of a Martell hater. And that's what really prompted me to even start doing commentary about the show and about melody, because I really could not believe that I was seeing what I was seeing when it was coming from this unhuman human before my own eyes. I was like, is this really going on? And it really was. So I don't care how much you might not like melody or melody supporters. I don't know how anyone can say that they're team Martell. Everything that he has had happen to him has been by his own actions, his own doing, his own words. He doesn't deserve to have supporters. I'm just going to be honest. I'm even surprised that his mama supports him. Like, that's just how much of a trash bag I believe that he is. And I don't believe that anyone should be in support of him. You may not like Melody. You may not support her for whatever reasons. But to be team Martell, I feel is a huge stretch. But my personal opinion is, again, just my personal opinion, I feel like she is saying that just to piss off millimeters even more, to just pretty much be like, F you. I don't care who you are. F you and your mama too, and I'm team Martell. I believe that's what she was just trying to stir up the mess and ruffle some feathers by saying that, because clearly she's not someone that watches that show. And not just watching the show, because let's be clear, it's not about everything that has happened on the show. A lot of it is the stuff that has happened outside of the show, outside of the cameras recording things to show us who have viewed the show what has been going on. But it's the stuff that's been happening in real time and that has been shared on social media and by way of the courts, by way of him going live and doing videos and doing things to pretty much try to bash Melody. He was doing that stuff. So to hear her say these things, it's like she really is clearly not in the know when it comes to that, when Melody has been driven to the point by that narcissistic psychopath to say, I really cannot have anything to do with you. And it's to the point where I have to have security that I'm paying for. It's to the point where I'm having to go back and forth to the courts because you're doing stuff that's deceitful and devious. You have a woman that has pretty much done everything to try to sabotage and destroy me and my character and my family and my marriage. And I have tried over and over again to make this work. And you clearly don't want that. So I'm going to let you go and be with that. And she's still coming for this woman. So to me, hearing her say she's team Martell, I said, okay, she clearly is someone that does not know a whole lot of, and she's just basically saying this out of anger and to piss off millimeters that she feels maybe have tried to come for her and her YouTube channel. That's my opinion. I don't know. If you know, you can let me know in the comment section. But I just found it a bit interesting, and I just wanted to talk about that for a minute because I was like, wow, really? It's like that? Team Martell? I don't even think his attorneys are team Martell, even though they're being paid by him by a very far stretch. They're being paid by him. But yeah, I don't even think they're team Martell. Honestly, to me, and I'm just going to share this with you guys and then I'm going to wrap it up. I told you all I was a legal assistant before for 12 years. Years ago, I was a legal assistant. And I remember there was this one attorney that I worked for, and he did some pro bono work. And one of the cases that he took pro bono was for a guy who was accused and charged with murder of a female cab driver. And he believed that the guy did it. And I mean, he talked so much stuff about the guy, calling him every name in the book, but he did his job when he was in court, and somehow he got him off. And he couldn't even believe it. He was like, I was just doing my job, but I really expected them to convict him. And they found him not guilty, and he got off. But even that attorney was not team that guy, even though he was representing him. So when I say I don't even think his attorney's a team Martell, that's what I mean by that, okay? But I digress. I just wanted to share this briefly. I don't know what's up. I don't get into all of that back and forth when it comes to content creators and going all, the extra mile when it comes to them dealing with other content creators and stuff like that. I don't care, and two, I don't have the time to get involved in all of that stuff. So that's why I'm saying I'm assuming, I think, my opinion is, yada, yada, when it comes to that. Because for her to say she's seeing Martell, I'm like, okay, I think she's just saying this to piss some people off, because I really don't believe that she could really mean that, especially when she did some commentary before when it came out about the revenge PORN situation. But again, I don't know. So you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, thanks so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.